All right, so this is a kit that I did an unboxing of a few weeks, or actually maybe a couple of months ago. And I kind of feel like I need a break from my current project, and I've been really wanting to put this thing together for quite a while now. So I decided to finally break it out and put it together this weekend. Uh, it's only a weekend type of a build. So I'll put the whole building and painting on kind of 2x speed. That way the video is not way too long. And I'll kind of give you my final thoughts at the end. So enjoy. Okay, so these are the basic assemblies. As you saw, I skipped a few things. For example, some parts still left on the trees here, because I thought it'd be easier to paint those separately. Also, things like the belts and pulleys and the chain here and all the hand wheels and other pulleys here. I just thought it'd be easier to paint those separately. And then things like this, I did not glue those together because, again, it'd be easier to paint that and this and then put them together later. So I did major assemblies for painting, and then after everything's painted, I'll do a final assembly. This, again, the two halves are not glued together. I need to pop that apart to paint everything inside. Plus, the little hand wheel still goes here. Now, when you look at the back of the instructions, there's 3 different paint schemes. You got scheme 1, 2, and 3. And so you got machine gray, you got a blue gray, and a yellow green. Most of these I've seen are the yellow green color. And they actually call for this. This is Tamiya XF4 is what they call for. That doesn't look like the green I've seen online with other greens. I was going to do the machinery gray because I painted my lathe machinery gray. And I just thought it would be kind of cool if this was the same color as my lathe. However, I'm kind of thinking that if I painted all of this gray and then all of the metal parts like a metal color, then it might all just blend in, maybe? I mean, probably not, but I kind of think I'm going to go with the blue. The blue gray they call for is this stuff, Tamiya XF50. It's field blue. It's a little dark. I don't know. I'm still torn between this or the machinery gray. I might do some samples on some scrap plastic between this or the machine gray. I don't think I like that one, but I'm still undecided. It's either this or the gray. But the first thing I want to do is paint all of the areas that would be metal. Like this surface here should be like a cast iron color. Same with that surface. Plus there's other parts that should be steel or silver. I did buy this. This is a metallic gray. I think that'll be for like the cast iron surfaces, because cast iron is, it's kind of dark. I'm just kind of looking over at my lathe now, looking at the ways on the lathe, and it's not a shiny bright metal. It's kind of a darker color. So I'm hoping this will look kind of like the cast iron. So first step is to do this, and then decide if I want to do this or the machinery gray. We'll just kind of see how that goes. I'm not going to record the painting. I just use an airbrush. So let me just do the cast iron parts, and then we'll mask that off and do the color. Okay, so I just got a couple of coats of the blue on it. Basically, I held a part up like this next to my lathe just to see how that would look with the machine gray. And it was too close of a match. I wanted more contrast, I guess. This one, I think I'm just going to hand brush all around there. I didn't really see a good way to mask it off and spray it. So whatever's visible, I'm just going to hand brush with that part. Here's the main body. And if we unmask the part that's supposed to be cast iron, it's not perfect, but I think it looks all right. Now, I think the instructions said the inside is supposed to be white. So I'll probably have to do the inside white. I think that's what it said. I'll have to reread that. But that's what the, I guess, cast iron part looks like versus the painted surface. If we take a look at this one. Now, one thing, this blue is actually really flat. So after it dried, I went over it with a clear coat, just because I thought the flat looked too flat. You know, most machinery I've seen is more of a gloss or a semi-gloss, and I just honestly didn't like the look of the flat. Now, obviously, once it's all assembled, I will go in with a black wash, make it look a little oily in places, because right now it's a brand new machine, which I don't mind. I don't think that's a bad thing. There's that piece. Not sure why it's a little splotchy. I got a couple of coats of clear on it, but that doesn't bother me too much. And a couple more smaller pieces. Again, I think I need some more clear on that. I might have gone a little too light on the clear, so another coat of clear on that. There's one of the motors. There's the other motor. And of course, all of these pieces, the internal parts, I'll hand to paint that. I don't normally like painting parts on the trees because when you clip it off, you got to touch up those little spots. But for all the smaller parts, you know, that'll be okay. Of course, all the little hand wheels and stuff, I still have to hand paint those. So once this dries a little bit more, like I said, I'm going to put some more clear on this one. But once this is more fully dry, I'll come back for a final assembly. Probably put some more clear on that. And you know, it's a milling machine. It's not a race car. So a few paint defects doesn't bother me much. So let me get cleaned up a little bit, and we'll come back and start doing some assembly on this. Okay, so there it is all done. Fun little project to build. Is just a weekend build. I mean, literally like, I don't know, a few hours worth of work. And most of that was for painting. And as you can tell, I went ahead and put a little end mill in there. That's just a little dental burr that I had for my Dremel tool. So I just kind of glued that to the end of the spindle. So just a few things, my own opinions or thoughts on it. Um, it is a nice model. It is cool. I do wish it was just a little bit bigger. It's 1/12 scale. And I think, 1/6 would be twice the size, which would be like cool, but probably really expensive. So maybe 1/8, 1/8 or 1/10, maybe. But it's a little bit smaller than I imagined when I first ordered it. I mean, I knew it was 1/12, but I was picturing it a little bit bigger. But still, it looks nice. It'll look cool just sitting up on the shelf by my little Harbor Freight milling machine. Just a few thoughts here. The movable parts, this wheel here does move the head back and forth, but it's not like really, none of these are like buttery smooth. I mean, we're talking plastic gears. The connection point right there is really thin plastic, and it feels like it's going to break. So I really don't want to move that much. Same thing with these. When you crank this, the table does go up and down, but again, it's a really fine plastic attachment point. You're twisting a long plastic shaft to a bevel gear. This one here does move the table back and forth. This one actually moves pretty easily. This is the nicest of the three axes. The others are a little bit bindy. So even though they do work, I would recommend not playing with it. The more you play with it, it's going to break. Where have I heard that before? There were a few interesting design choices with the kit. For example, the pulleys and belts and the chain drive that's under here. Why did I paint all of those? I don't know, because you're never going to see them again. I think I was thinking this would open or something, but it can't. With the motor in place here, that traps that all in. You'll never see those pulleys or belts that are inside of there. Even the gear train inside of there, you're never going to see that. The instructions told you to paint the inside white. I don't know why, you're never going to see it. Now, I did not glue that door on, but the door does not hinge. So you could pop the door off. It kind of just snaps in place. It's a tight enough fit, it just snaps in place. So you could pop the door off if you wanted to, but it does not hinge. So if you do pop that off, you can see some of the interior stuff. But not the easiest thing. Yeah, I don't know if it was supposed to stay removable, because I said you can just pop it off, and of course now it's not coming off. There you go. So you can see that much inside of it, which I don't know if that's, I guess it's kind of cool, but kind of pointless to have all of the interior stuff. But I mean, I know it's in there. It's kind of like the poker models where they put all the pistons in the engine. It's cool that it's there, but you'll never see it again. So same thing here. It's cool that it's all there, but you'll never see it again. As far as the paint goes, I think I should have done the gray. I don't mind that color too much, but it just didn't go on very well. And I don't know if it was me, or if it was the paint, or if it was the clear coat. I thought I put some heavy enough coats of the color, and the clear coat I've used before with no issue. But I'm getting some splotchiness, which again, it's on a milling machine. That doesn't bother me bad enough to have to fix it. And the color, I think the more I look at it, the more I like it. But I think the gray might have been better. Maybe, I don't know. I'm also thinking it might have been better just to put the whole thing together and just spray the whole thing with a color paint, and then just go in with a brush and hand brush all the little dials and the wheels and all of that stuff. That might have been easier. Really hard to say. But overall, I'm happy with it. I'm pleased with it. The decals are kind of a pain in the butt. They are not water slide decals. They are peel and stick. And after doing the first few with a pair of scissors, I realized that it's just easier to cut them out with an X-Acto blade and then put them on. If you don't cut the decal right up next to the edge, you're going to see the clear plastic carrier. Because again, it's like a, I don't know if it's vinyl or what it is, but it's pretty thick for what it is. So if you don't cut right up next to the print, you're going to see that clear edge, which does not look good. So you got to make sure you cut those out perfectly. But on a shelf from a distance, this thing looks pretty cool. So overall, I'm happy with it. I like it. Now I need to get back to my other projects. And this is just one that was sitting on the shelf, begging to be built. And, you know, it's kind of nice just to open a box and put it together the way the instructions tell you without worrying about any extra little details or any extra little things. Of course, I did put the end mill in there. I was tempted to add some wiring to the motors and stuff, but it's like, for what it is, it's fine. But hopefully, if any of you are also thinking about building this kit, but you're on the fence about it because you weren't sure how it was, hopefully this video helped you. If you're on the fence about it, I would just say go ahead and buy it. It was a fun build. I enjoyed it, and it looks nice, minus the splotchy paint. But I don't know. Like I said, it's fine. I'm going to stop talking because I feel like this video is way too long. So until next time, as always, thanks for watching.